When you think of snow, you might think it's soft and fluffy, like a snowman's ass, but actually it can be extremely hard. When you get wet snow and you start driving into it and it gets compacted, and let's say you sink in that wet snow and you start steering and you're creating like edges in those ruts, it can actually lock up the steering and it can be pretty difficult to get out of, and it puts a lot of stress on a lot of these components. Now, I've got some 37s coming, some bigger tyres. It's going to be suicide for this front diff potentially, but I'm going to try it anyway. And I've got to address some of the steering components and the sway bar on this vehicle. Now obviously I've put a transmission jack underneath the axle to try and support it, because this thing drops like a set of low hangers. Now the axle has shifted that way because obviously you've got a track bar and a drag link that are different lengths. Ideally the track bar should be connecting somewhere out here, but I just haven't had the time to really get into that yet. So I've tried to jack it up so that things are a bit more level, but it's pretty difficult to do. But you can see what I mean anyway. But there's actually a pretty small crack there appearing in the weld, as this obviously gets levered that way. It's under a huge amount of stress sometimes. So I'm going to make a reinforcement bracket. The first job is to make a shape, like I'm back in school. There it is. So I've got some pieces here on the table, and this is kind of what I'm thinking. I've got this bracket here, and that was off an old control arm, and a heim that goes in there. This is going to be welded in there with like a bung like that, and I'm probably going to have to put some bends in this. But yeah, anyway, got this piece here, probably going to reinforce it with a bracket that goes up the side of the frame stiffener and a couple of bolts. So it's a pretty scrappy build, but it will do the job. Just tidy that up a bit, obviously. Okay, so yeah, I think something like that. Then this is possibly one of the shittest things I've ever created, but it should do the job, and it's probably overkill. I just want it to be bolt in. I'm not really interested in welding this piece on, and it's going to go on like that, and it's going to bolt into those two bolts that are just on the side there. So I'm just going to take those loose and measure that up. That's the general gist of it, and I think it'll be pretty strong. I might just make a cut out there for the coil and just clip that top bit off. So I've sort of marked where I think it needs to be. It's going to be like that, just there. So that is the bracket. It's kind of just like a track bar bracket, really. I mean, this piece here is more just to kind of stop it doing this. You know, if it gets pulled that way, hopefully there'll be a little bit of leverage there. I could always put something there like that, you know. That's going to go in there like that, and then you know, basically, like, I'll look at it at the end, I'll paint it black, and I'll be like, cool, my Jeep's even heavier. That's right. I'm going to put on the bolty bolt. There we go. Right. I'm going to be honest, I'm really not enjoying this at all, this build, but it's kind of something that I have to do. You know, it's preventative damage. Even if I don't go to a bigger tyre size or anything, it's when you get into those snow banks and you start trying to steer, like when you get stuck in the wet snow, you know, when it's deep and wet, I'm sorry, look, it's solid, right? If you look at that, you know, it's not going anywhere. It's anchored into the frame. I probably will put some triangulation on the backside. Now I've got to just measure up that little bar thing, technical term. So I didn't actually film myself building this piece, but basically that's going to go in there like that. It's got a heim on there. I just need to grind down that bung a little bit, maybe even cut it and make a jam nut out of the piece I cut off. Probably going to do that actually. And that's just going to go through there like that and go straight across to the other side and bolt in, and that's going to be the brace. So this is the plan. When I say plan, I mean I just made all this up today. That's going to go in there like that. Sexy. And hang down like a doll. And this piece is going to go in here. Just like that. We've got to put it together first. There we go. Oh man. There we go. That's going to go there. So I just made a little crappy jam nut out of that bung. The bung's actually quite long on this, so we all like a long bung. So you can see the slight misalignment there. Kind of helps to have that heim. Let's pop it in. I might seem a little bit bummed out about this job, and that is just because I'm not really enjoying it, if I'm honest with you, but it is something I have to do. I want to do it because I can see these cracks here, and that's, you know, that's a fail waiting to happen. Oh, I thought it was Bigfoot then. That's a fail waiting to happen, especially, yeah, like I keep saying, in deep snow. So that's going to hopefully prevent any stress, especially when I tighten that up and it tries to, when this is pulling left or right, this is going to keep it anchored to the other side of the frame and sort of braced against the side of that frame stiffness. So jobs are good, and it's all got to come off now. Then I'm going to paint it, and then I'm going to put it back on. So the bracket is all painted. I've put some washers just behind that to try and space it out a bit, you know. Do it. Oh God. Oh, fuck you. Yes. Fuck. Oops, try this one more time. I had to cut that a little bit. Not as much clearance as I wanted, but it's looking a lot better now. Pretty happy with that. Well, there you go, another job done, and that should save me from some disasters anyway over the winter. It is looking pretty McDonald's-esque under there now. You got some French fries, you got some mayonnaise, you got some ketchup. You know, it's what, I mean, it's great, right? What a great colour scheme. Sarcasm, obviously, but you know, that bracket I've made, that arm, it should really do its job. It looks strong. It looks strong, and it looks like it's going to do what I want it to, which is save that bracket from getting ripped off. Because as I said, we all think snow is soft and fluffy, but you can get dump loads of snow here, and when you're kind of in 80 centimetres to a metre of snow and you're trying to float on it and it goes to shit, then you sink down and you're steering and you're compacting the snow. It's amazing how much stress steering components are under, and things break. Like, you can snap tie rods like carrots and you just hear them go bang and it's gone, and then you're stuck out there, and if you don't have the spares, then you know you're gonna have to wait a while. So I'd rather not have that happen, given I travel solo most of the time. I need to be a lot more self-reliant and think about these things. So it's really a lot about preventative measures for me, because recoveries cost a lot of money, and I don't always want to like bother my friends to come and get me, because it just isn't fair to do that, you know, because it takes a lot of time. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I was going to get into the sway bar in this video. I'm going to take those arms off that connect to the links, the mayonnaise coloured ones, and I'm going to build them out of 1/2-inch plate. So they're not so wide, but they're very strong. And then that's going to give a little bit more clearances on the steering when the 37s go on. Because I think given the 35s are already rubbing, the 37s will be too. The way I'm thinking about it, it just doesn't feel like a great setup. But it's going to have to be another video. I'm absolutely shattered. I've got some work to do for a customer before I go home. The shop's actually closed today. Yeah, you know, this old chap came by, just needs a hand with some tyres, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'll see you all very soon. Take care, and thanks for watching. So you might see this in the background. This is just a project I'm working on for a customer. He had a camper conversion on the back of this Toyota Hilux, and it totally wrecked all the brackets, and it's cracked the tub. And you know, these things are rated for about 1,000 kilos in the bed, but it's kind of like what I was saying to someone the other day. It's a big difference between 1,000 kilos of like sand or bricks or something, or cement in the back of a bed for a while, than permanently running a camper conversion that's quite tall and there's about 500 kilos, and you're putting, you know, it's swaying around as you're driving, and basically putting a lot of leverage on the brackets. The frame on these things is rock solid, but the brackets themselves are, yeah, they're not so great. So I'm actually building him some new brackets at the moment, as you can see, and just reinforcing everything. I mean, the main issue really is that this guy, he likes the big ones, and not just one at a time. I mean, I've told him that these brackets aren't designed for that kind of abuse. But, you know, I'll do my best, right? You bending like that. So yeah, it is what it is really. But fuck, that oil thing's totally full. I just